Peace and love, gamers and players. Colorwind here with another rundown, this time for the Xbox Games Showcase. Let's just jump right into it. I'm not going to say anything else. Showcase started off with Fable. We got a comedic trailer, and we know that it's going to be Game Pass Day 1. Other than that, though, it was just a CGI trailer. We didn't see any gameplay, nothing of the sort. So, nothing was actually explained. Moving on, we had a game from inXile Entertainment called South of Midnight. Now, this was pretty interesting because I liked the trailer. It was kind of like stop motion. It was like in a swamp. There was this cool blues guitar player that kind of reminded me of Mr. Bones on Sega Saturn, if anybody remembers that. It's also a game that's going to be on Game Pass Day 1. inXile Entertainment is actually acquired by Microsoft, I believe, which I did not remember. So this is one of the new games while being owned by Xbox, so that's good. Star Wars Outlaws was announced here. It is not exclusive or anything, but it is from Massive Entertainment. We just got a CGI trailer. It looks like we're playing some sort of rogue character. There's a whole scene in the cantina running away from like a Boba Fett looking character. They has a cute little friend by her side. The protagonist is a female protagonist, by the way. It's a game that's coming out in 2024. And more is going to be shown off at the Ubisoft Forward event, which is in... Actually, it's tomorrow. It is on Monday. Today's Sunday. It is happening tomorrow. 33 Immortals is a game from Thunder Lotus. Looks like in the game, it kind of reminds me of like a combination of Hades and like Vampire Survivors or something like that. There is 33 player co-op. That's where the 33 Immortals comes from. And it basically looks like Hades with multiplayer and a whole bunch of like enemy swarms like Vampire Survivors. Comes out 2024 and it's Game Pass Day 1. Payday 3, we got an engine trailer. It looks like the second game. Maybe some extra features in there. I kind of noticed that there was some SWAT functionality that you can use. That's about it. It comes out September 21st, so we got a release date, and it is Game Pass Day 1 as well. Then we got Persona 3 Reload, which is the remake of Persona 3 Fez. It's coming out in early 2024, and it will be Game Pass Day 1. That's cool. I played a little bit of the portable version that they just released on Xbox Game Pass this past January. I haven't been able to spend a lot of time with that game, but it is fun with little I have played. So the fact that there's not going to be a remake, I don't know, maybe I should wait and play that instead. It's also going to be on Game Pass, so... Avowed, this is by Obsidian Entertainment, another Microsoft developer. It has like first-person gunplay, melee combat kind of thing. It kind of looks like Oblivion, to be perfectly honest. We did get to see gameplay like in engine and everything, so that's good. It has a medieval theme, even though there are guns in it, and that's also going to be Day Pass on Game Pass Day 1. No release date though, so. All we really know about is that it's 2024. Sea of Thieves is getting a crossover with Legend of Monkey Island. This is coming from Rare. We got kind of a trailer that was kind of like a comedic, like proof of concept kind of thing. It's going to be free and it's coming out July 20th, which I find odd considering that we didn't really get to see any actual gameplay. So I find that strange, but we don't have long to wait, a little over a month. July 20th, it's going to be free and it'll be on Game Pass Day 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. This is the sequel to the game that came out, I believe, in 2020, 2021, something like that. Basically, you're going to be able to pilot flying mobiles that are used in a variety of different situations and professions. We got a list here: search and rescue, helicopter cargo transport, air ambulance, agricultural aviation, mountain rescue, skydive aviation, aerial construction, industrial cargo transport, remote cargo ops, VIP charter service, air racing, glider pilot, scientific research, experimental flight, low altitude training, executive transport service, airship tour, hot air balloon trip, And this is also, and at the end, there's going to be a Dune tie-in with the original Microsoft Flight Simulator, well, not original, but the one that just came out, that comes out November 3rd, 2023. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 in itself is going to come out in 2024 and will be Game Pass day one. Senua's Sacrifice Hellblade 2, we finally got to see something of this game, but not a lot. It was in-game footage, to be fair, but we were just inside this mysterious cave with this mysterious voice talking to her, as well as the voices that are in her head. If you're familiar with the first game, those are still there. The cave had like these really spinning walls that, quite frankly, looked like a bunch of buttholes. And the game is obviously going to be Game Pass day one, since developer Ninja Theory is owned by Microsoft now, and it's coming out in 2024. Great. We got a little teaser trailer of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, which I believe is the next game in the franchise. That'll be in early 2024 as well. Not much there. It was just funny. The main protagonist, Ichiban, it wakes up on a beach naked. Fallout 76 is getting a Atlantic City expansion. That'll be Game Pass day one. No release date. Path of the Goddess, brand new game from Capcom. At first, I thought it was like an Onimusha game, and it does kind of look like that. But it's a samurai game that has co-op. And then, the demons and everything that kind of remind me of Onimusha. It's going to be Game Pass day one. No release date at the moment. Forza Motorsport, they did this whole puff piece on Chevrolet and Corvette and how their new cars are going to be in the game. But we did get a release date of October 10th, 2023. That'll be Game Pass day one. Elder Scrolls Online is getting a new expansion called Necrom Shadow over Morrowind. And that'll be coming out June 20th, which is in about a week. Overwatch 2 on August 10th is getting its big update that's supposed to have story, first single player content. Of course, we now know that's not true, so this whole trailer just felt kind of like a lie. Even though, some of it is true. There's Flashpoint mode coming, co-op is coming, Hero Mastery mode is coming, Fire Range, the aforementioned story missions, and then 6 heroes will be unlocked automatically if you play the game on Game Pass. So, yay. Persona 5 Tactica is a brand new game that's basically a strategy game, a tactical strategy game in the Persona 5 universe. That's coming out November 17th, 2023, and it is Game Pass on day one. Starfield, they had a puff piece on Starfield. I don't know why, considering that they made a whole presentation for the game just on its own. It didn't need to be here, but we got a trailer, and it looks like Starfield, first person shooting and combat, and it's basically Fallout and Skyrim, but in space. For those who are excited about it, all the different things that you're going to be able to do, that's great. I'm happy for you, but it's just not going to be for me. And one last thing is the September 6th, 2023 release date in Game Pass on day one. So that hasn't changed either. Just Ant is this game that's focused on climbing up cliffs, so it's a lot of verticality. It's coming from Don't Nod Entertainment of Life is Strange fame. You can have like nature grow, and then they can like make climbing paths for you, ride vines as they grow and stuff like that. It looks kind of cool. Comes out fall of 2023 and is going to be day one on Game Pass. Still Wakes the Deep. It's from the developer The Chinese Room. Kind of looks like first-person platforming. Not entirely sure. It's early 2024 though, and Game Pass day one. Dungeons of Hinterberg. It looks like this indie game with a cartoony look with a lot of thick lines, like a lot. Comes out 2024 and is Game Pass day one. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. The expansion is coming to the game. Keanu Reeves came out and did a whole intro with it and acted kind of weird. But all we got though was a CG trailer. It did introduce Idris Elba's character, and we did get a release date, September 26, 2023. City Skylines 2 used in-game footage, and we got a release date of October 24th. It will be Game Pass day one. It's a city simulator, so you kind of know what you're getting with it. I'm sure there'll be extra features and everything, but there's just not a whole lot to talk about. Metaphor ReFantasio is a brand new game coming from the people who made Persona. Although I could have, if you ask me, it looks just like a Shin Megami Tensei game. But whatever. It's a new platform. It's a new IP rather, and it'll be coming out in 2024. And it looks hella anime. Like really. Towerborn is the next game. It's coming from developer Stoic, the people who made the Banner Saga. It's co-op, it's 2D side-scrolling. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Guardian Heroes on the Sega Saturn. Second time I've mentioned the Sega Saturn during this. Comes out in 2024 and it's Game Pass Day 1. And I shit you not, the last game that was shown off was Clockwork Revolution, which is a new game from inXile Entertainment. It looks steampunk-ish, kind of like BioShock, but it's using time trial, which means BioShock Infinite essentially. And it'll also be Game Pass Day 1. It'll be released when it's time, or whatever tagline they use at the end. The final announcement is that Microsoft is releasing a new model of the Xbox Series S, this time with 1 terabyte in it of a solid state drive SSD. It's going to be colored black, and it's going to be $350 instead of the standard $300. So you're paying $50 more for the extra space, and that'll be released on September 1st. And that was the conference. That was literally everything. To be perfectly honest with you, I kind of liked this one more than Summer Games Fest, although I didn't like it more than the PlayStation one. And I didn't think much of the PlayStation showcase either, although I did not make a video of that because I unfortunately at that time had some things going on. Real quick on the PlayStation showcase, I thought some things were good, like Spider-Man 2 and a few other announcements, but ultimately I was very disappointed by that presentation. Summer Games Fest, I thought straight up sucks with this side exceptions of like Mortal Kombat 1 and Immortals of Atrium, and then the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth announcement. This conference did not have anything, and I mean anything, that made me think, wow, look how cool that is. Okay, the other two conferences did. However, I do think this is better than Summer Games Fest for 2 reasons. One, the games that we were showcased, all of them, I was like, oh, okay, I know what I'm looking at, because the vast majority of them at least showed us either gameplay or something within the CGI trailer that let us figure out what the game could be about. Or if it was something like Senua's Sacrifice, which it's the second game, so we already know what we already know what this game is going to be like because we already have the first game. So it was more informative than Summer Games Fest, whereas a lot of those trailers were just, this exists, and didn't tell us anything about it. The second reason why I liked it more, even though nothing in this one blew me away, was it was only about an hour long before I started going into the Starfield stuff. And man, I'll tell you something, man, it doesn't waste my time, because Summer Games Fest was an hour and 40 minutes and it did not need to be. There was a lot of fat that could have been trimmed. And God, at least the PlayStation had something that I was interested in, which is like Spider-Man 2, and it was a lot shorter. So PlayStation out of these 3 is still winning, although even though I didn't like that either, that kind of got like a B, maybe a B minus, and this I'm gonna give about the same as what I gave Summer Games Fest, which is a C plus B minus. And I was just thinking that all these conferences this year have been really disappointing, even though this year has been amazing for games that are actually being released. I wonder if, due to probably the pandemic, all of the games that are being released right now are all that they have and have been sitting there just waiting to be, finally finished. And now in the upcoming year or maybe 2, we ain't gonna get that much of anything really of significance because they blew their load already. But you let me know in the comments what you think about all this. That's the rundown of the Xbox Game Showcase. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this, like the video, share it on social media. Let me know in the comments when you want to know what I asked. Subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you're alerted to whenever I release new videos. Peace and love, gamers and players. Colorwind out.